Hello everyone, this is Randy and Diane from Let's Pause, along with our special guest star, Mr. Goatee. And we're coming to you this week from the backyard where we're experiencing the safer at home order from the governor, dealing with the coronavirus, COVID-19. And we got a couple of topics we wanted to talk to you about this week.
We did a video a couple weeks ago about the coronavirus and pets, so we're going to do a quick update on that. And we also wanted to cover the World Veterinary Day. We'll be back in just a minute. Stay tuned. Okay, welcome back. So as you can see, we lost our guest star, Mr. Goatee. Randy has kept some of his hair though, so.
My first shirt now.
A couple of weeks ago, we ran a story about the coronavirus and pets. I came across an article that updated as of March 31st, so things change every day, but just wanted to let you know that according to the article and the World Health Organization, there has still been no confirmed cases of any dog or cat giving the coronavirus.
It seems like there's some confusion because coronavirus covers a lot of different virus strains. What we're talking about is the novel coronavirus, the new coronavirus, which leads to the disease COVID-19. And according to a doctor at UC Davis Veterinary Medicine School, his quote is, "The feline and dog coronavirus, which people are most interested in, does not infect humans and vice versa." So, as of right now,
it's not happening.
Not happening. Of course, news is changing every day, just like the number of infected and unfortunately fatalities is going up every day. So we'll continue watching this, continue giving updates on it.
Now, we did read that there's a big cat in New York.
Right, tiger at the New York City Zoo.
Yeah, and it had a respiratory issue, and they believe they tested it.
They tested it. It tested positive, but of course they're continuing to do testing and see if this is in fact COVID-19. So as we get more information, we'll bring
update
it to
you. But, keep safe, continue to use common sense, wash your hands. If you're sick, stay away from your pet, all those things that they recommended when this first got started. And we hope y'all are staying healthy, and we will get past
practicing your social distancing. It seems like it's starting to work now, so we pray it'll continue to work and we can get through this and come back to some form of normal.
All right, the other topic we wanted to discuss in today's video is the World Veterinary Day. Did you know we had one of those?
I did not know we had one.
I didn't either, but I came across it and I thought, well, we're Let's Pause everything pets, so let's go ahead and cover that. It kind of fit our niche. The World Veterinary Association has declared the last Saturday of every April as the World Veterinary Day. In 2020, that will be celebrated on April 25th. Also, they usually will pick a topic that promotes and educates the public on a specific theme. And this year's theme, bear with me, I'm going to read it, is the environmental protection for improving animal and human health. So that's our theme for 2020, and I guess the best thing we can do is give them a little bit of background. And it's kind of interesting how they created it and came up with it and what you can do to maybe thank your veterinarian.
World Veterinary Day was created back in 2000. It was created by the World Veterinary Association and the World Organization for Animal Health. It's an annual event, and it was created to bring veterinarians from around the world together to discuss and promote the veterinary community and emphasize the life-saving work that veterinarians do all over the world.
It's easy to forget that, you have vets that do think, you think of vets and you think, oh, dog, cat, rabbit, bird, whatever. But all over the world, you've got veterinarians going out there helping tigers and lions and elephants.
Yeah, out in the wild.
Yeah, so, you know, that's pretty cool that they bring them all together. They may not be all getting together this year.
Yeah, probably.
Probably like video conference maybe or something.
Normally they'll have some big events, and they encourage veterinarians to bring in the public for the day. This year, probably not so much, so we thought this would be a good opportunity to tell you guys about it.
Yeah. Our earth is covered with countless number of different species. I mean, from little itty bitty bitty to really, really big. So, as part of what we can do to help during the World Veterinary Day is learn some different habits to keep our environment safe for those particular species.
And we'll have 7 little, not new habits, but ways you can change your current habits to maybe help out the different species on this earth. So, without further ado, what's our number 1?
Number 1.
Number 1.
Discarding glass bottles and jars. Keep in mind that, and I didn't think about this, when you throw out that glass jar, for instance, there might be mice, rats, lizards that crawl up there and try to use it as a house.
Be warmer inside the glass jar.
Also, there might be a smaller animal that may smell something that was in that glass jar and stick their head in there and not be able to get their head back out. So, suggestion, habit we can all form is when we do discard those glass jars and bottles, we make sure that the lid is securely tightened on them before we throw them out.
Number 2, 6-pack rings. We've all seen pictures of, seabirds, the dolphin, sea otter, with its neck stuck through these plastic rings. Another thing, if you don't live near the ocean, it goes into a dumpster. We know raccoons love to climb into the dumpsters, so they can get their necks caught around the ring, or the ring caught around their necks rather. So a good habit, cut those rings. Real quick, get some scissors, cut each ring before you put it in the trash. You may save an animal.
Easy. Alright, so number 3 is feeding birds. Did you know that by feeding ducks and geese and birds that you could be causing them some harm? And here's why. Ducks, geese, swans, and other waterfowl that are fed a high protein or carbohydrate diet may develop angel wing. You ask, what is angel wing? Well, that's a disorder that causes the last joint in one or both wings to unnaturally turn outward. This makes the bird unable to fly. So if you want to go to the park and there's a duck pond and you want to feed them, I'm going to also tell you that we don't feed our ducks bread at all. They also say bread could be bad for them.
That's that high carbohydrate.
Yeah, get them.
We're not supposed to eat bread either.
Get them some duck pellets and go to I know there's a lot of parks that have those duck ponds, and feed them some duck pellets. You can feed them a little bit of fresh kale. They like
grapes cut in half.
Little grapes cut in half. Our ducks love grapes. Our ducks love blueberries. So you can try some of that stuff and keep our birds safe so they can fly and we can continue to enjoy them.
So number 4 on our list, and both of our pet peeves, littering while driving.
Yes.
So you all know you don't throw your trash out the window. Something I've not thought about is throwing food out the window. You finish that corn dog you just got at the gas station, throw it out the window, it's food, something will eat it. Well, the problem, and we see it a lot where we live, animals come to eat that food. Well, if they're not quick, the next 18-wheeler behind you is going to wipe out the little raccoon or possum. So, don't throw food out of your car window. You know what? Put it in the bag that you got it with. You'll be at a gas station or home. Throw it in the proper receptacle.
And don't put it in the bag and then throw the bag out the window, because that's not what we're saying.
Yeah.
That doesn't count.
You put it in a trash can.
All right, so moving on to number 5, which is paper or plastic. I remember when we all were switching from paper to plastic, that you'd go to your retail stores and they'd be like, do you want paper or plastic? And I always liked paper, but now you can't even find that anymore. Most of the time, I don't care where you go, you're going to get plastic bags. Now, plastic bags can be very, very harmful to sea life. So your whales, your seals, birds, turtles. What happens is the plastic bag gets out there and it looks like a jellyfish to them. So they go and they try to eat lunch. What happens is the sea life can't digest the plastic bag, and so it ends up staying in their gut, which causes them a very slow and painful death. We don't want to see that. A good habit you can learn is to either choose paper, which that probably
That's
you're
getting
thinking
harder.
is going to be hard to do. Or you can get those reusable grocery bags. Like we bought 2 from a big warehouse retailer, and I think we paid $4 a piece for them. Now those are the insulated ones, so you can probably find the uninsulated.
Yeah,
even
you can
cheaper.
get those cloth totes that are much cheaper.
So that's an idea, a suggestion. You might want to change that and start saving some lives and get rid of those plastic bags.
Number 6, pesticides and insect sprays. It's getting bad. The bees, they've seen a huge decrease in the population of bees, and I think we're all starting to learn just how dangerous that is. That's the main pollinator for all of our fruits and vegetables. So, need to be more mindful of how we use pesticides and insect sprays with the thought of what it can do to our pollinators.
Yes.
Read the instructions. It'll tell you exactly where and how to use this, what time of day to use it, everything. And if at all possible, don't use pesticides, because they're still not exactly sure on what's causing the massive bee die-off, honeybees, in the world. So if possible, don't use them.
Number 7 is something that I am guilty of, which is throwing cigarette butts on the ground.
She used to be guilty of.
Yes, let me correct that. Very harmful to wildlife, birds, mammals. Throw that cigarette butt on the ground, and guess what happens? They're going to come up, they're going to check it out. They may eat it, swallow it, and they could either choke on it or get very, very sick and poisoned from the toxins in that cigarette butt. So you want to be sure you dispose of your cigarette butts like you should.
I think it comes down with anything. Our trash, make sure you discard of it properly. Don't throw it out.
All right, well, those are a lot of the top things that we can do to kind of help the environment. And
To go along with the theme of
World Veterinary Day. And we wanted to quickly, before we end, is just make sure you thank your veterinarian. On a personal note, we wanted to thank Dr. Cobb and Dr. Eastwood, who are Gemma Mooch's and Sweet Caroline's vets here locally.
they're from River Valley Veterinary Clinic.
So we want to give a shout out to our veterinarians, and not just our veterinarians, but the whole staff that works there, because they're incredible people, from checking us in to checking us out to taking our animals back. I mean,
Answering our questions, taking our phone
Yeah.
calls.
So we want to give a big shout out to our own personal veterinarian. Hey, let's help them celebrate World Veterinary Day, April 25th. So be sure that you subscribe and hit the notification bell. You do not want to miss our videos.
Give us a thumbs up if you like this video, and share it to your own social media page. Get that word out there.
We appreciate your support.
So until next week, we want to say thank you for joining us.
Yes.
Thank you for spending your time with us.
Stay healthy.
Stay healthy, keep social distancing, and
God bless.